Yo, what up, guys? Oh man, left my laptop downstairs. Yo. Came all the way up here and left the damn laptop. Okay. I had the heat on up here, trying to get the studio warm for me. That was hot as hell in this bitch.
Harris, you've covered so
Yo, that
many
Rittenhouse shit ain't going like people thought it was gonna go.
Yesterday in the courtroom, we sort of had a visceral reaction to an incident in the courtroom when, during closing arguments, the prosecutor raised up the actual AR-15 rifle that Rittenhouse had used and pointed the rifle at people in the courtroom after asking on the mic, make sure the gun is empty. What do you make of that?
Well, my initial reaction was, does he have the experience and the acumen to make sure it's not chambered? Does he understand how to make that a safe situation before he points a gun at 12 people? Because regardless of what the guy in the little blue gloves does, I didn't hear him in the courtroom be deposed and say, are you certain that this gun is blah, 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 blah? Are you certain this is... on the record, like, I want to see something like that. On the heels of what we've seen on a movie set in the last 60 days with Alec Baldwin, I think it's more than fair to say, let's make sure that this is a safe situation. And then just, I don't know, you're an attorney. You've been in a courtroom situation, Emily.
Bro, the prosecution fucked up everything. Young boy gonna get off. Like, involuntary manslaughter or some shit. Yo, that kid ain't gonna do nothing real hard, bro. Watch. Said that he was more experienced than everybody else. So, I don't know, man. They already dropped the illegal possession of a firearm charge. Yep. Trying to get some sauce on them. Just give him a hug in the Bible. Go pray, son. You did a good thing today. Yeah. Rittenhouse ain't gonna do no real time. He and then they done painted the other the victim who got shot, whatever that dude name is, Gage or whatever. They done painted him as a villain, criminal, felon, a felon, child molester, or rapist or some shit. So nobody don't give a fuck about his story anyway. Nah, hot wings. Hot wings with a bunch of sauce on it. Let me get my... Get my apple cider. Right there. He's the new vigilante. Yeah, motherfuckers gonna be mad. That's why they got the National Guard out there. So that no more Black Lives protesters fuck anything up. Oh, you know what? My girlfriend just made me realize something, because apparently she didn't even know. Rittenhouse did not kill any black people. I think I knew that from the beginning somehow, but I don't know. I guess initially the story was painted in such a way against Rittenhouse that it made some people think that he actually killed Black Lives Matter. Like at the protest, he actually killed black people. No, he didn't. Not one. He did not kill not one black person. He killed 2 white people and injured 1 white person. And my girl was like, "Are you sure he didn't kill a black person?" I'm like, "Nah, he didn't. He didn't kill a black person at all." Everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga. Let me say that again. Everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga. Yeah? Because we going to treat you the same way. Are you sure he didn't kill a black person? No, he didn't. Now this is the part that I absolutely get. They keep saying He was protecting his community. He was doing the right thing for his community. That he didn't even live there. He was like, what, 30, 40 minutes across the state line? Like, bro, you don't even live there. His brother lived there. And that's where he went and got the gun from. That's a more accurate way to make the statement. That's very accurate right there. But somebody said he was partying at a bar with a shirt that said free as fuck. And then he gets on the newsstand and try to fake cry. Yo, this motherfucker fake cry, yo. And I swear like somebody photoshopped a tear into that shit, yo. Cause when he was crying on TV, I ain't seen not one tear, yo. But then when somebody showed a picture, it's just like this one single little baby tear. See, you always start some shit, Puff. There you go, man. Motherfucker always trying to start. Hey, man, you know painting make me hungry, bro. I be getting hungry in here, man. Well, how you out partying with a shirt talking about free as fuck, but then you want to like fake pretend baby cry on the stand, on the witness stand? So, I don't know. And the dude he shot, supposedly this motherfucker had a felon. He wasn't supposed to have no gun. That nigga ain't even supposed to have no gun. But I get it though. The more you watch that video footage, I'm just saying, if I had a gun and motherfuckers chasing me and kicking me in my back and hitting me across my head with a skateboard, and then another motherfucker run up on me with a gun, nigga, I'm shooting everybody. I shoot everybody close to me. Back the fuck up, nigga. He's not living on borrowed time as a person. Hey, that's why they got the motherfucking National Guard out there, man. But at the same time, I don't. Now this is very racist what I'm about to say, and I get it. But hey, this is the world we live in. I don't know why they got the National Guard up there, because if the verdict goes south and he doesn't get any harsh penalties, black people don't really care that he killed white people. We really don't. I'm just saying. What? Am I lying? That's how the black community think, man. Black people only care about when cops kill their own people. If their own people kill their own people, they don't really care about that too much. And if white people kill white people, they don't give a fuck about that shit, man. So, if this Rittenhouse verdict is whatever, like, niggas not really gonna care. I don't care. I'm interested in how the legal system works. You know what I'm saying? If you can make this into a self-defense case or not. I'm not so interested in the victims or who murdered who in this case, because it's all white people. So Oh, we better have the National Guard out there. Why? He ain't kill no black person. I don't give a fuck, man. But the leader of the Black Lives Matter talking about, there's going to be rioting, there's going to be burning, and there's going to be bloodshed. Like, bro, who the fuck are you threatening? And who the fuck are you speaking for? Because you don't speak for me, bro. Excuse me, I'm not with him. All that shit he just said, I'm not with that. I'm not going to be rioting and looting and trying to make bloodshed. This motherfucker trying to talk for everybody. Don't talk for me, bro. Don't talk for me, bro. Speak for yourself. We ain't got no dog in this fight, bro. Let them handle their own shit. You know black people come with jokes, bro. I'm telling you. Everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga. Now look at you. You want to go out there to a Black Lives Matter protest, fucking shit up. Now your ass dead. You know what? You know what killed you? A little kid. Motherfucker got shot by a little kid. Dummies. I can't talk it. They'll shoot you and kill you to tell you that's fair. Delicious. Yeah, they say he's old enough to carry a long barrel rifle. It's just like a hunting gun, just like a shotgun. Actually, kids, I think you can get a hunting license at like 14 and actually carry a shotgun or a long barrel rifle to go hunting at 14 or 15. So he was 17 or yeah, I think he was 17. So technically he was of legal age to carry and have a long barrel rifle. Hey man. Mm-mm. Hell, my ex, her nephews were like 9 and 10 years old, and that granddad got him a little 22 rifle. Yeah, bro, you can hunt early as shit, bro, depending on what state you live in. You know, different states be having different laws and shit, but shit, PA, as long as you got your fucking hunting license, whatever, man, shit, motherfuckers be out there with guns, like I say, like 12, 13, 14 years old. My hand still smell like sauce. Yo, what's good? All right, so I've been out of the studio for a couple days. I definitely need to get some painting done tonight. Gonna be working on this commission a little bit. Seeing if I can wrap this up this week, because I have another commission to paint, yo. Can you hunt with a pistol in PA? I'm not sure about that. I doubt if you can hunt with a pistol anywhere. Pistols aren't hunting weapons. Yeah, pistols are not hunting weapons. Hell yeah, I've been playing that Battlefield. I am. I'm literally forcing myself to paint right now. I'm literally forcing myself to paint. Okay, I said I'm gonna paint for like an hour or two, and then that way I won't feel so bad if I go back to playing the video game for a couple hours before I go to bed. Because I was down there playing for a little while, and me and my girl started talking, so I had to turn the game off, and then we had something to eat. I had to run an errand earlier, so now I'm like really anxious to play the fucking game. Like really anxious to play the game. My girl had to leave and handle some business too. Like so now it's like no distractions. But I definitely need to paint for a minute though. That Battlefield is tough, yo. It's weird with the early access because I don't know. It's like, oh, hey, babe, I was just talking about you, girl. I miss you so much. Dang, I wish I wish you were here right now. Well, He said Friday can't come soon enough. My girl was like, so I thought the game came out already. I said it did come out already for some people. It came out already for some people. Mm. So yeah, I say let me paint for a little while. Make sure I do the right thing first and be productive. And then game time. Only I think the only other thing I got a little bit of dishes to do and I gotta do some laundry. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to play Fortnite again because the game has like evolved over time and there's a lot of different stuff to it. So and they had this advertisement of Naruto or whatever in Fortnite, and then like they got the Venom skin for Fortnite and all this shit. I was like, let me see if Fortnite has matured enough for me to play it. And I downloaded this shit and like 30 minutes, I don't understand this shit either. Like, let me turn this shit off. Let me turn this shit off, man. That shit's still not for me. I might go back to playing Apex Legends. I was playing that shit hard for like almost a year, yo. Like that first year Apex Legends came out, yo. I played the hell out of that game. And it was free too. Oh, I think I ate that chicken too fast. Oh. Yeah. And I finally beat that shit, yo. Red Dead, that shit was still, I mean, one of the best games of. When did that shit come out? It came out last year or the year before? 2019? You know, the Red Dead is such a good game, yo. Because the story is so good, man. It's cowboys, like Western cowboys and shit. But it's still like, I don't know, a really good story. Arthur Morgan and John Marston. What? Yeah, but I'm really feeling that Battlefield. But the only thing about it is, like I say, it's it's pre-week, and so there's not a lot of people on the servers right now, and so like some of the other matches that I wanted to try to play is you're not loading in because the servers can't find enough players to fill the game up, and so because everybody's only playing the conquest, you know, the most popular mode. That's the only thing people want to play right now. So maybe Friday when it comes out for everybody, all the other servers will be full with like different game modes and shit. And then they give you access to like uh some older games. Battlefield, they got Battlefield 1842 whatever it was, and Battlefield 3. They got a couple of different older games on there too, which is pretty cool because I didn't play like the earlier Battlefields.
What good does it do to point the gun at the jury? I mean, if you're trying to say, and I know that this was the prosecution's argument, that Kyle Rittenhouse was the aggressor.
I'm not sure if that's what they're doing. Like, there's one game mode where I just could not get into it, yo. I sat there for like 3 or 4 minutes waiting for the game to load up, and it just wouldn't load up. So I was like, fucking, just went back to playing Conquest.
Alright, let's try getting a little bit of painting done.
I think I want to work on that hair a little bit. I really should I could send my client the link to my YouTube and see if she wants to watch me paint any of this live real quick. All right. My bad. It won't play. I just hit the play. Oh my God, just play YouTube.
Well, now the only person who looks like an aggressor to me is Thomas Binger, the prosecutor, who, by the way, didn't even take the safety of himself into his own hands. Like, I would want to look at that gun. And if you don't have the experience in that moment to be able to do that, put it down. I don't need that much drama. I don't think the courtroom needs that much drama. And he's backfired on himself so many times, no pun intended with that use of words, but it is. It's a reverb on him, his mistakes. What's he going for here? Is this like the 11th hour, last-ditch effort with a gun?
I mean, at a minimum, he broke a fundamental rule of gun safety, which is don't point the weapon at anything you're not prepared to shoot. And secondly, I think, without pun intended, he shot himself in the foot by that antic. Absolutely backfired.
Everything backfired. He shot himself in the foot.
Safety is the fundamental concern with the tragedy. On the heels of this trifold tragedy that this trial centers around, for him to do that in the courthouse, it did him no favors.
He gave that courtroom a visual of what an aggressor looks like. And I don't think...
With his face attached.
With his face,
yes. And Pete, I'd like to show for you another antic on the prosecutor's part here, where he attacked the defendant's emotional testimony and then he praised.
Evil media mogul, capitalist pig, legacy media manipulators of ordinary people, scum, the inhabitants of the show Succession, which everyone loves, and love the individual characters within it. Why do we love the show Succession so much? And why do we love these evil, mercantile, venal villains that make up the cast? Not the actual human, they're nice people, I mean, you know, the characters they portray.
My family have disappeared. I need to know where everyone is and what everyone's thinking.
At its heart, of course, Succession is about the succession program for a powerful, tyrannical media mogul, and which of his children will become his successor, or will it be an appointed executive? The children all vie with one another. Roman, the puckish, mischievous, adorable Kieran Culkin, the dude that played the fella out of Ferris Bueller's Day Off as the sort of wayward, slightly not priapic enough son. Kendall Roy, the kind of wannabe princeling addict. Shiv, the most capable child, compromised perhaps by her sex and by her morality and more liberal tendencies. The children all vie with one another in an ongoing Jacobean style vying for power, with their father at the centre of the web, a dreadful arachnoid, brilliant man who I continue to adore in spite of his cruelty.
No one's on my side in this. I need you to protect me, Piggy.
Famously, it's primarily based on the Murdoch family, and there have been moments, notably when News Corp had to go to court to face hacking charges, where you sort of got a bit of an insight into like James Murdoch and Elizabeth Murdoch. You know, I heard once from someone that had worked with Rupert Murdoch that the secret to Rupert Murdoch's success was he doesn't believe in his own mortality. He believes he's going to live forever. So you might say, no, I'm not selling you that company, or we're going to regulate against that takeover. But Rupert Murdoch thinks, I'm going to live forever. Eventually you will say yes. He's beyond time. He's beyond morality.
Is he going to watch?
Could we make a note in the minutes that he's watching us?
I suppose it gives us a window into a world of power, and power is fascinating. And that's why The Crown is interesting, because you're dealing with the kind of figures that would have always been covered by drama. If you're watching like theatre in ancient Greece, a couple of thousand years ago, the birth of tragedy, the origins, you're dealing with the gods and kings and queens and fate and destiny.
The Pope followed you.
Wow.
Okay, no, this is not the... Is this the real...
Right.
No,
Great.
I don't think
Thanks,
this is the Pope.
I love the humour. I love Roman's puckish mischief and that brilliant cast me as Joker style performance that Kieran Culkin is excellently delivering.
Obviously, hugely looking forward to my father dying.
I love Siobhan, I love Tom, I love Steve, I love them top to bottom, the whole cast. I think they're absolutely fantastic. But what I mostly like about it is I suspect that it's sort of very authentic. Look at the way that power operates. Look at the relationships between the media and political parties and big corporations and big tech. Look at the entitlement of the children. For me, the centre of it is not the adorable Greg, much as I love him. He's funny and adorable and cute, and for us as viewers, he's the point of entry. That's a person that, like, I feel most people could know. Logan, I love him. I love the intensity. I think the best line that there's been in it is when Shiv, when disappointed that her dad ain't backing her in a dispute with high-level execs, she goes, they crossed the line, and he says, there is no line. Everything's moving, all of the time, always. That freaked me out. Because what that made me realise is that it has the perspective of a sort of a god.
We'll fucking beast them. We'll go full fucking beast.
Seems to me, as a person that's been a peripheral media figure and a person that's been around rich people, seems sort of like chillingly accurate. It's beautifully written, wonderfully observed, incredibly funny. It's my favourite TV programme for a while. Squid Game, I enjoyed it as an eerie insight into a dystopic vision of a bleak sort of, you know, corporate capitalist, statist hell where human life is disposable. But for me, this is happening now. This feels sort of identifiable. Life, but with the addition of brilliant writing. My Name says that like life sometimes seems for him like a thin gruel. He prefers the world of fiction because he gets to fatten it up with a bit of a juice of his own brilliance. Well, I think Jess Armstrong and the other writers and creators on this show have created a charged reality, and that's the point of drama, isn't it? And indeed the point of comedy, to present us a series of masks and visions of reality that are more than life. Some people would even say of mythology, like it's more true because it didn't happen. Some people would say that even about something as potent as the Christian myths, that it's the feeling that it's true. Like, and certainly, you know, you can apply that more safely, I would say, to someone like Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is more real than, you know, people that you actually know, because Luke Skywalker lives in your mind. And now Logan Roy and Kendall Roy and Roman Roy and Shiv Roy and even the brother Connor, they all live in the landscape of my mind as certain archetypes, certain characteristics. You know that naff thing that you might see in a magazine? Which one are you? It was with friends, wouldn't it? Which one are you? Are you Monica? Are you Ross? Like, I think with them, I want to be like Logan. Like, I want to be just self-possessed, ruthlessly dispatching orders like Napoleon. But I'm much more like Greg, occasionally drifting towards Kendall.
You sound deranged.
I liked it when you all the lawyers and all the other people that they're vying with, and you see the various kingdoms competing. I suppose it is like something like Game of Thrones, where instead of elves and people in sort of like wolfskin coats, you've got people in, I don't know, Armani, Tom Ford suits, killing each other on the carpet, death in the boardroom. And I suppose, look, the reality of the world we live in, we know this now, it was dominated by a handful of elites in the world of big business, finance, and primarily people in government operate not solely as their puppets, but certainly as their operatives.
Following troubleshooting, yes, it's troubleshoot back. Dang.
It's a very satisfying piece of music as well, very iconic and satisfactory and full of tension, anxiety and nervousness. Kendall Roy, very enjoyable character that seems to divide people. People love him some of the time, some people find him very, very attractive, and he's always capable of turning into a bit of a twit, isn't he? Let's not forget that he did that rap that time. That was difficult, for example. Always on the precipice of trying to learn the correct jargon and slang de la jour in order to endear himself to ordinary folk while actually knowing that he's cloaked and enshrined entirely in privilege and has never known any other kind of life. I feel that Succession is an important, successful show because obviously of its subject and its rendering of the subject, the artistic expertise of its creators and the significance of the subject, that this is something we can all identify. He's done that wonderful job of glamorising. You know, like once I watched a show about Dominic Cummings, it made Dominic Cummings seem so great because Benedict Cumberbatch was being Dominic Cummings. It made it sort of like, oh, I like Dominic Cummings now. The phenomenon of Succession means that I now find media moguls attractive. Perhaps on some level we are all attracted to power. Not attracted in a sense that we like it, but magnetised. i.e. magnetised is a kind of force that is beyond individual will or taste. It's just an impact that it has. And Brian Cox, I feel like, man, I'll watch him do King Lear for 4 hours or whatever he wanted me to go and watch, because his ability to capture the vulnerability of a tyrant is no mean feat. I think it's a fantastic show. I know these things, TV programmes, what are they really? A frivolity, a distraction, but they do refer to deep, primal, archetypal truths that can be relevant. These things are not successful for no reason. There's a power in them, and nothing is more powerful than power. But that's just what I think. What do you think? Tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you think, oh, it's just a frivolous TV show? Who cares? I can't be bothered with TV. No more, I don't even watch TV. If you enjoyed this review, let me know in the comments. Give me some questions, some insights of your own. If you liked it, have a look at this video. Similar thing where I review a programme. And if you need to meditate now, and why wouldn't you, have a little look at this thing. Please sign up to my mailing list where I will inform you regularly of what I'm up. For example, I'm touring in the UK from February to May next year. Come and see me live in the north, in the south, all over England. Thank you.
I'm just getting started. I need to save money. A-File gave me the best service for the best price.
As a freelancer, the low startup cost is what convinced me I could actually do this.
My hobby started making me...
These disruptions are temporary. Economists call all these things transitory effects.
Supply bottlenecks have developed that have caused inflation. I believe that they're transitory. But
their expectation is that these inflation rises will be transitory.
Transitory, a word no one knows. That's the Biden administration's favorite word now. They've spent months trying to convince us that inflation will just go away. But tell that to California, where people are paying record high gas prices. And like a bunch of brain-dead zombies, the media is rushing to Joe Biden's defense, looking to blame anybody but Joe for our supply chain problem. But tell that to California, where people are paying record high gas.
These inflation rises will be...
That's the Biden administration's favorite word now. They've spent months trying to convince us that inflation will just go away. But tell that to California, where people are paying record high gas prices. And like a bunch of brain-dead zombies, the media is rushing to Joe Biden's defense, looking to blame anybody but Joe for our supply chain problems.
While nobody likes to pay more, on average, we have the money to do so. Household savings hit a record high over the pandemic.
I talked to a lot of truck drivers. This is, again, an industry populated by a lot of white men over the age 55. This group of people overwhelmingly voted for Trump.
Joe Biden's getting the blame for things. He doesn't control gas prices. Blame the previous administration.
See, somehow this is all Trump's fault, or his supporters' fault, or even your fault for just having saved a little bit of dough. But it's really anybody but Joe's fault. And like every other issue they've cried about over the last few years, the media is flat out wrong. Remember, these are the same people who defamed the Covington Catholic kids, insisted there was no evidence to the Wuhan lab leak theory, claimed Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation, and helped Crooked Hillary spread actual disinformation through the Steele dossier. Maybe this is why no one trusts the liberal media anymore. CNN, has just seen a 76% drop in viewership just since January. MSNBC isn't that far behind with a 61% drop. And lately, Joe Biden is doing even worse. Over the weekend, his approval ratings took another hit. Washington Post and ABC have him at 41%. USA Today has him down at 38%. This is what happens when the left ignores issues facing real Americans. The people just tune them out. That's why no one's watching them, and millions of you have turned to us. Joining me now, Mike Rowe, narrator How America Works on Fox Business, which you can check out tonight. All right, we've saved so much cash. We just have maybe they're talking about Bitcoin, where everyone's so rich from Bitcoin, we can afford, $30 bananas.
Well, it's transitory.
Transitory. Do you know what that word means?
Yeah, you remember that line in A Princess Bride when Diego Montoya says, "You keep using that word. Do not think it means what you think it means."
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a word I would use if I was a politician.
The thing that's making people crazy, I think, in life, if somebody tells you something and then does something, and those two things are different, a rational person will believe the thing you do, not the thing you say. But now we're in a world where people are doing things that we can see, but we're being told that that's not happening.
Right.
And when you start to stack those things up, it's going to make you look over your shoulder and think, am I being punked, right? And it's just example after example after example. And I don't want to run through them all.
No, I'll run through them all. I mean, just off the top of my head, you have the immigration situation seasonal. We're going to stay in Afghanistan until we get everybody out.
Sure.
Inflation's transitory. I'm really focused on gas prices. What have you done about gas prices?
Well, about this one, like in my lane, we talk about the skills gap. We talk about $1.7 trillion in student loans, and we talk about 10.4 million open positions right now. And every day somebody goes to my little Facebook page and says, "Mike, no, the skills gap is a myth. It's not real," right? And for a while there, like back in 2008, when I started my little foundation, because there were 2.3 million open positions, I'm like, but look, it's 2.3 million. And they're like, no, that's not real. 10.4 million, it's real. There are millions of people who are either lacking the skills or the will to take advantage of the opportunities that are on the table, and that's why I'm narrating How America Works tonight on Fox Business, as you may have mentioned at 8 o'clock.
Well, then you also had some other good news that you wanted to share, didn't they?
Well, yeah, Dirty Jobs.
Dirty Jobs.
Dirty Jobs is coming back January 2nd on Discovery.
Some people consider this job a dirty job.
Well, I've seen what's...
No, Gutfeld was just in here. That explains the mess. No, but you're right about it's funny that the way you were talking about how the mainstream media deceives people, because I remember, last couple of years, we had peak prosperity, wages were rising, the border was more secure, there was low crime, and the media portrayed that we were on the brink of a civil war. Remember, this is 1930s Germany.
Sure.
Now you have, open borders, you have Russia, China on the march, everything's more expensive, shelves are empty, and the press is saying, you know what? Everyone's rich.
Right.
This is all good. Don't worry about it.
Yes, but there's something else going on too. And I would just say this. Look, you guys do a terrific job of reporting the news, and the news by definition is 98% bad. And 330 million people watch what's happened over the last year and a half. Just optically, dude, it's enough to depress a hyena, right? There has to be other stuff on TV that we can look at.
Are hyenas happy?
They're laughing.
They're
Look,
laughing?
A laughing hyena is in a state of constant bliss. So to depress a hyena is not an easy thing to do.
Okay.
But the optics today, right? My shows feature real people doing real jobs that are really in demand, who have prospered as a result of learning a skill. It's really simple. We don't do second takes. We give an honest look, like a fly on the wall, of what work looks like. And it'll make you feel better, whether you want to get your hands dirty or not.
It is funny because you have all this stuff happening in the country, and Joe Biden's talking about a racist bridge or what the weather's going to be like 100 years from now. We don't care about what the problems were 100 years ago, 100 years from now. We want him to focus on the problems today.
Look.
And that's the problem he's facing.
Fine. But as a guy who's desperately trying to stay in his lane.
Desperately
trying.
You're doing a great job. I was going to hit you with Rittenhouse, but...
Oh, great. Maybe I'll come back tomorrow for that. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing could go wrong. Not when you're on the job. Mike Rowe, check him out on Fox Business tonight. And they just renewed Dirty Jobs. Everything's clicking in Mike Rowe's life.
I tell you what, man. It's better to be lucky than good.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
You married me fast.
Yes. The ring, let me see it.
It's your last chance to pull the plug on me.
You like getting cold feet?
I'm the luckiest guy in the world, aren't I?
Yes.
At site, I see you, Stani. Near Lake Titicaca in Peru. We're going up to see these, which are called chulpa. They're towers. The conventional story is that they were made for burials, but the story is much more complex. They were used as burials. Some of them seem to maybe have been collectors of energy. The name of the place, Siustani, means the place where the voice echoes, or the place where sound echoes. Curiously, we see blackening on some of the western surfaces here. That's actually vitrification. It's where the stone has in fact melted. So that's an indication, quite possibly, that a heat force came through this site, and when we go up to the top, we're going to see that all the towers exploded from the western, approximately western side outwards. And here again, you see this at many megalithic sites in Peru, and also in Egypt. And again, coincidence? As we proceed, I don't think so. So this is the largest of the chulpa, and this door is facing exactly due east. Sorry about the wind. You want to try the Om sound in there? Sure. So the basic story about these is that they're composed of two different types of stone. The interior core is made of a very dense andesite, which is very resonant. And then there was a coating of a white clay, acting like an insulator. And then the outer stone is basalt, both volcanic types of stone. And then the pillows you see in the stone, that depression does not match with the opposite as in a protrusion. They are simply depressions. And so what the site is probably telling us is that these were ancient resonant, sound resonant towers. And that what the pockets helped to do was assisting with the resonance of the stone. Also, you notice that the bottom is narrower than the top, and the top would have been open, and so it would have acted almost like the musical instrument called a recorder. Probably the sound from the earth spiraling up through the structure and then out again through the top. And also the inside is a beehive shape, so it is hollow. You can easily stand up inside of it. And the big ones like this are older than the smaller ones. So there's small ones over in the background. These were actually created later, quite possibly by the Inca culture, whereas these ones were created by a megalithic culture capable of moving very large blocks of stone, and we haven't found out yet where the quarry for either the andesite or the basalt is yet. Also, the damage to each one coming out is west-southwest, so it appears that there was a massive force that hit from the other side, causing the western sides to blow out. These were not demolished or damaged by the Inca culture or by the Spanish. These are much, much older than either of those peoples. So this tower was repaired. The western area was actually blown out and was put back together about 5 years ago. And some of the stones are quite complex. You can see this one, multifaceted. And also some have massive cracks like this. This would not simply be settling or a mistake during construction, but likely the result, again, of a massive force striking. Curiously, a little stone put into place, interlocking with the big ones. And some nubs or knot on them, more on the western side than the others for some curious reason. And also the giant band, very close to the top. What function would that have possibly had? So again, contrast this megalithic sized blocks originally interlocking with that. There's no way that they were the same culture. This could possibly even be modern. As I was saying earlier, the smaller ones were the ones that were made later. The big ones came first. So once again, one of the older ones here with the newer ones over there. So straight up. Big ones taper outward as they go. Yeah, this could be the original ancient structure here, or retaining wall made of older stones. And I, for one, definitely see some kind of heat scorching on the surfaces. Here we see the blackening of the bedrock itself, so it's not just isolated to some western surfaces of some stones. I see charring of stone surfaces. So that's always a question that people ask, why would it be in such a tiny area? It's not. We see the same effect actually all the way to the city of Cusco, where we see vitrified areas of some of the walls. Always approximately the western surfaces, so the heat coming approximately from the east. And more as we walk back down to the parking lot. It's not lichen, that black color. You see how glossy and shiny it is. It appears to me again, and any geologist that wants to examine, I very much welcome them. I see the blackening as being the effect of heat. And again, to show you that it's not in one little area, just walking down to the parking lot, it just keeps going and going and going. And believe me, it does just keep going and going. I'm not going to continue filming the whole thing. But you can see also the stone is peeling off, where the heat could have caused separation of the surface and slightly into the core.
Thank you to CuriosityStream for supporting PBS. What if there is no such thing as dark matter? What if our understanding of gravity is just wrong? New work is taking another shot at that Einstein guy. Let's see if we finally scored a hit. We've now been searching for dark matter for over half a century. In the early 60s, Vera Rubin proved that the spiral galaxies are rotating so fast that they should fling themselves apart, assuming that they're held together by the gravity of the visible mass alone. They would need at least 5 times as much matter to provide the gravity needed to hold these galaxies together. And the gravity of visible matter is also way too weak to hold galaxy clusters together, or to bend the path of light to the degree seen in gravitational lenses, when more distant light sources are warped by an intervening mass. It sure looks like 80% of the mass in the universe is completely invisible to us. We've dubbed this hypothetical stuff dark matter, and of course we've talked about dark matter many times on this channel, from the evidence for its existence to some of the speculative ideas of what it might be made of, from exoparticles to black holes. But what if we've been thinking about this the wrong way all the time? The expected rotation rates of galaxies come from applying our laws of gravity based on the observed mass. So the mass could be wrong, or the laws of gravity could be wrong. After all, if your scientific theory doesn't fit observations, we should reject our theory, right? And for nearly as long as astronomers have been hunting for dark matter, others have been hunting for an alteration to our theory of gravity that can explain the effect of dark matter without the actual matter. Today, we're going to look into that long history, what has worked and what has utterly failed, and finally at a new proposal that purports to fix those failures once and for all. According to Isaac Newton's law of universal gravitation, the gravitational field drops off with the square distance from the mass producing that gravity. In most galaxies, stars are somewhat concentrated towards the centers, which means gravity should weaken towards the outskirts. That means the orbital velocities of stars out there should be lower in order to keep them in orbit. The so-called rotation curve should drop. Orbital speed should diminish with distance from the center. Dark matter is supposed to add extra mass that's more evenly distributed through galaxies, strengthening the gravitational field in the outskirts to explain the high rotation speeds. dark matter flattens rotation curves. But what if gravity doesn't obey Newton's law of gravity? Well, we actually know that it doesn't. Albert Einstein found that Newtonian gravity breaks down when the gravitational field gets too strong. There you need his general theory of relativity, which explains gravity as the curvature in the fabric of space and time, rather than just as a classical force. But Einsteinian gravity looks exactly like Newtonian gravity when gravitational fields get weak. But what if Einstein missed something? What if Newtonian gravity breaks down both for very strong and very weak fields? This is the idea behind modified Newtonian dynamics, or MOND, proposed by Israeli physicist Mordechai Milgram in 1982. The idea is straightforward enough. What if there exists a minimum possible acceleration that can be produced by the gravitational force? In MOND, force or acceleration drop off with distance squared until at very low values they start to plateau out. This can be done with a modification to either Newton's law of universal gravitation, in which case gravity has a minimum strength, or by a modification to Newton's third law of motion, in which case the acceleration produced by force has a minimum strength. If you tune the modification right, you recover the observed rotation curves for spiral galaxies very nicely without the need for extra mass. And you only need to tune a single parameter, which is effectively the minimum acceleration, to get the correct rotation curves for nearly all galaxies. That's very promising. But in order to be taken seriously, a new hypothesis like MOND needs to do a few things. 1. It needs to give the answer in more than one special case. So MOND would need to do away with the need for physical dark matter in the other places we see evidence for dark matter. 2. It needs to be consistent with the other known laws and theories of physics that are experimentally verified. And 3. It needs to make testable predictions beyond the phenomena that it was tuned for. Let's take these one by one. First, how does MOND do with respect to the other evidence for dark matter? Not great, actually. If you tune MOND to work for galaxies and then apply it to galaxy clusters, you do get rid of the need for some of the dark matter, but not all of it. You still get about 20% of the current dark matter requirement to explain all the gravity we see in clusters. Now, you might think that cutting down the invisible mass requirements by 80% is pretty good, and it is helpful, to be honest. But the fact that you still need some type of physical dark matter in clusters is seen as a strong point against MOND, in its first incarnation at least. There are some other pieces of evidence for dark matter that OG MOND also fails for, but I'll come back to those. For now, point 2. Is MOND consistent with the rest of physics? No, it is totally broken. It doesn't respect conservation of energy or momentum or angular momentum, and it's not consistent with general relativity in that general relativity does not reproduce MOND in what we call the weak field limit. Instead, it does what it was designed to do. It reproduces good old Newtonian gravity. It's not looking good for MOND, but let's address point 3 anyway. Does MOND make any predictions beyond the observations that inspired it? This is actually where we can turn this around. Spiral galaxies all follow this tight relationship between their speed of rotation and their luminosity. The brighter they are, the faster they spin. This is the Tully-Fisher law. It's a little surprising that the Tully-Fisher law is such a tight relationship because the rotation velocity depends on the dark matter halo while the luminosity depends on the stars. Now, those two are connected, but some believe that their connection shouldn't be so perfect to give the extremely tight Tully-Fisher law. On the other hand, if you tune MOND to get flat rotation curve spiral galaxies, you automatically get the correct relationship between rotation speed and luminosity. That was completely unexpected and an unengineered outcome of MOND. So while the Tully-Fisher law was already known, we can sort of count it as a prediction of MOND. And this one success has been enough to inspire others to dig deeper into the idea over the years. The next critical step was to get a version of MOND that didn't contradict so much of the rest of physics. For that, Jacob Bekenstein came to the rescue. You may remember Bekenstein from such hit ideas as the Bekenstein bound, which connects black hole information content to its entropy, as well as other black hole related awesomeness. In 1984, he diverted his attention for a moment to work with Mordechai Milgram in fixing MOND. The first step was to reformulate MOND using Lagrangian mechanics. What on earth does that mean, you ask? Well, fortunately, we just did an episode on the awesome power of the Lagrangian. There we saw that the principle of least action allows equations of motion to be extracted in a way that automatically obeys all of our conservation laws. And done the right way, the result can also work with relativity. Bekenstein and Milgram achieved this by adding a second field to gravity. In Einstein's description, the gravitational field is what we call a tensor field, a multi-component object that describes curvature of space-time. These guys added a new scalar field, a field that's just a single numerical value everywhere in space. And it was a good start. The resulting A-qual, or A quadratic Lagrangian, gave the same result as MOND, except that conservation laws were obeyed. And because this was a relativistic theory, it was possible to see if it gave the right result for the bending of light by galaxies, which wasn't even possible with the original MOND. And it did not. A-qual also had the unfortunate prediction of faster than light waves in this added scalar field, which broke causality. Not to be deterred, Bekenstein came back over 20 years later with an update. If adding one field doesn't work, why not add another? In 2005, Bekenstein introduced TeVeS for tensor vector scalar gravity, based on the fact that it describes gravity with three fields: a tensor, a vector, and a scalar. The introduction of the new field fixed the problem with gravitational lensing and also tamed the awkward causality breaking nature of A-qual. It acted like Newtonian mechanics on solar system scales, like MOND on galactic scales, and like regular general relativity for gravitational lensing. It was not without problems though. For example, the physicist Michael Seifert claimed that TeVeS and other MOND proposals produce instabilities in the presence of matter, which would, for example, make long-lived stars impossible. But the main problem with TeVeS is cosmological in nature. One of the most important pieces of evidence for dark matter as a particle is seen in the light that comes from the very early universe. The cosmic microwave background radiation reveals a lumpiness that tells us how matter pulled itself together under its own gravity at the earliest times. Back then, light and matter were locked together due to their extreme densities. Regular matter was kept from collapsing into any structures by the pressure of the intense radiation of that era. But dark matter doesn't interact with light, so it was able to collapse just fine. And after the universe had expanded and cooled enough for regular matter to be released from the clutch of light, it could have followed the dark matter into its deep gravitational wells and get to the business of forming galaxies. But if dark matter isn't real and regular matter controls gravity completely, then no structure should have been able to form at those early times. For this reason, most forms of MOND, including TeVeS, come up short. And this is where the new guys come in. In 2020, Konstantinos Skordas and Tom Zlotnick proposed a new relativistic version of MOND. And just last month, their paper passed peer review. Their big change was that they allowed the scalar field to change its behavior over time. They managed to tweak their equations so that in the early universe, the field behaved a bit like a type of matter, which Zlotnick calls dark dust. It was able to clump in the right way to kickstart cluster formation, but then later its behavior shifted so that it now behaves more like Bekenstein's TeVeS proposal. More work is needed to see if the newly dubbed RelMOND, relativistic MOND, works for galaxy clusters and keeps stars from exploding, but the authors are optimistic. Okay, so problem solved. We don't need dark matter anymore? Not so fast. Modified gravity theories still can't explain the bullet cluster, and I don't have time to get into that. We've covered it before, so I'll just say that when two galaxy clusters collide and the dark matter gets ripped away from the light matter, it makes you doubt that dark matter is just light matter acting funny. Of course, there are more proposals which claim to address this, but the bullet cluster might be the most awkward result for modified gravity folks. At this point, the two theories are in a bloody theoretical knife fight, where the knife is Occam's razor. Proponents of dark matter as particle say that Mond's proposals are now so elaborate and fine-tuned that we can't take them seriously. But Mond proponents say that it's the behavior of dark matter particles that have to be carefully fine-tuned to produce the phenomena that Mond predicts naturally, like the flatness of rotation curves and the Tully-Fisher law. Who's right? Well, the majority of experts are pretty firmly in the dark matter as particle camp. Although our experiments haven't detected dark matter yet, there are still plenty of possibilities for what it might be beyond our standard model of particle physics, and we've been through those before. But Bekenstein was no slouch, nor are many of the others who have supported Mond theories. We can't dismiss them out of hand. And personally, I withhold my judgment, because it's okay to be uncertain, and because it'll be equally exciting whichever way this gets resolved. One way or another, we open paths to continue our exploration of reality, whether we're led beyond the standard model by dark matter particles or beyond general relativity by hidden gravitational modes of space-time. A big thank you to CuriosityStream for supporting PBS. CuriosityStream is smart TV for your smart TV. The subscription streaming service offers documentaries and non-fiction titles from various filmmakers with topics including history, nature, science, food, technology, travel, and
over the last decade, milk has become a bit controversial. Some people say it's a necessary and nutritious food, vital for healthy bones. But others say it can cause cancer and lead to an early death. So, who's right? And why are we drinking it anyway? Milk is the basis of every mammal's diet after birth, when our digestive systems are immature and small. Basically, it's power food to kickstart our bodies and help us grow. Milk is rich in fat, vitamins, minerals, and milk sugar, lactose. On top of that, for a while after birth, it also contains antibodies and proteins that protect us from infections and regulate our immune system. But it's a lot of effort for mothers to produce. Eventually, humans stopped drinking mother's milk and transitioned to the diet. It's how it's been for thousands of years. Until about 11,000 years ago, when our ancestors settled down in the first agricultural communities. Soon, they domesticated the first dairy animals, goats, sheep, and cattle. They found that dairy animals are able to eat useless and abundant stuff and turn it into nutritious and tasty food. This made a huge difference in terms of survival, especially in hard times. So groups that had milk available had an evolutionary advantage. And through natural selection, changed the genes of communities who consumed a lot of it. This adaptation has to do with a specialized enzyme, lactase. Babies have a lot of it in their system, so they can break down the milk sugar lactose and digest milk easily. But the older we grow, the fewer lactase enzymes our body produces. Worldwide, about 65% of the population do not have the enzyme after infancy, which means they are not able to digest more than about 150 milliliters each day. This lactose intolerance is not spread evenly around the world, though. In some East Asian communities, for example, it's up to 90%. In Northern Europe and North America, the rates are the lowest overall. There are probably a few reasons for this uneven distribution. The trait was first introduced by random mutation, which happened independently of each other in a few populations. The fact that farming replaced hunting and gathering more and more created natural selection pressure. People who were able to digest lactose had more foods at hand, which was an advantage. The migration of dairy farmers to the north then spread it further, which probably pushed back populations there that didn't have the trait. Okay, but if milk has been a valuable part of our diet for thousands of years, why is it so controversial? There are a number of claims regarding the negative and positive health effects of milk. The negative ones cover a wide variety, from brittle bones to cancer and cardiovascular diseases to intolerance and allergies. So how do they hold up? Some older studies found a connection between milk and a high risk of breast, colon and prostate cancer. But meta-analyses found no impact on your cancer risk. On the contrary, the calcium in milk might even have a protective effect against colon cancer. Although this could be calcium in general, it's not clear milk plays a role in this effect. Only studies on prostate cancer showed increased risk for people who consumed more than 1¼ liters of milk a day. But again, the association is inconsistent and other studies don't find any effect. We discuss these studies in more detail in our sources document. All in all, the research seems to show that if you drink between 100 to 250 milliliters of milk per day, cancer is not a concern. Similarly, meta-analyses could not find any impact from milk or dairy products on your risk of heart disease, stroke, or your total mortality. Some studies even suggested that high blood pressure might be rarer in people who eat a lot of dairy, although the evidence is not strong enough to claim this with confidence. The case gets more complicated though when we look at bones. A number of studies found neither positive nor negative effects for adults. What most people worry most about though are harmful amounts of pesticides, antibiotics or hormones. There are hormones in milk, but only in very low concentrations. For example, to get the same amount of hormones as from the pill, you'd need to drink about 5,000 liters of milk, and even if you did, most hormones would be destroyed by your digestive system before they could affect you. Which is the reason why so much medication is coated, to protect it from our digestion. For pesticides and antibiotics, there are regulations in most parts of the world that only allow completely harmless amounts. Milk that surpasses these thresholds is not allowed to go on the shelf, so there's nothing in particular to worry about. Besides allergies and those suffering from lactose intolerances, the best known negative effects of milk are probably acne and general discomfort after drinking milk or eating dairy products. And here, the effects are very real. For example, skimmed milk has been found to statistically increase the rate of acne by 24%. Allergies against milk products are especially prevalent among children, with 1 in 18 kids in Germany suffering from them. In general, these allergies tend to get better or disappear as they grow older though. Okay, is milk healthy then? Milk, no matter if it comes from mothers, cows, sheep, goats or camels, is a nutrient-dense food. It contains all necessary macronutrients and many micronutrients. Especially in regions where people struggle to get enough calories, milk can contribute to a healthy life and lower child mortality. For those living in the developed world, in general, milk is not harmful if you are not allergic or intolerant to it. Especially for children, it's a good way to get large amounts of calcium, and for vegetarians, it's a good source of vitamin B12 and B vitamins in general. This does not mean there are not other alternatives with the same effect. You do not need to drink milk to be healthy. Milk is also definitely not a substitute for water. Milk is power food, and the additional calories from drinking a lot of it on a regular basis can contribute to being overweight. Especially flavored milk or chocolate milk is more comparable to beverages like lemonade than a healthy snack. And there's another thing to consider. Milk production has a significant impact on the global climate. About 33% of cropland is used to feed grazing animals, including dairy cattle. Even though the carbon footprint of dairy products has declined since 1990, dairy production is still responsible for 3% of all greenhouse gas emissions, even more than all aeroplanes combined. Milk is a huge industry, and sadly most of its production in factory farms causes incredible suffering. Cows are impregnated over and over, separated from their young shortly after birth, and slaughtered once their tortured bodies are not productive anymore. We can't ignore that much of the milk we consume stems from an industry that is based
The universe, for a lot of you who are just joining us, maybe for the first time ever, this is a podcast about
I gotta take a bathroom
astronomy,
break, guys.
about physics, just anything in the universe, planets, asteroids, dark matter, dark energy, bananas also, bananas.
That's right, because we think the universe belongs to everybody. It's not just scientists should be thinking about, not just something that people on the forefront of knowledge should be wondering about. We think that wonder and curiosity is part of being human, and we want to encourage that. We want to bring you in your mind to the forefront of human knowledge, because everybody has these questions. How big is the universe? How did it start? What is it made out of? How does everything work? How can anybody actually eat a banana with a straight face? You know, these are deep questions about the universe, and I want to know the answers, and I want you to wonder, and I want to help you understand how much we know and how much we don't know.
That's right. So for those of you just joining us, it's called Daniel and Jorge Explain the Universe. You can find it on Apple Podcasts or the iHeart Radio app or Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. We have over 160 episodes in our archive. So a lot of people are staying home these days and wondering what they can do. Well, you can listen to the two of us talk for 160 hours. I mean, what could be better than a pandemic than listening to the two of us?
Assuming you went out and stocked up on your favorite snack foods, because we talk about food a lot on the podcast. Maybe because we tend to record just before Jorge has lunch.
right before I have my allowances.
That's right. And so if you have an opinion on the great banana debate, we're actually running a live poll right now on Twitter where you can chime in on whether or not bananas are the best snack food or not. And currently, bananas are leading 64% to 36% over almost anything else. So chime in, give us your opinion.
So you have a big smile on my face because we're winning. So the Twitter handle is at Daniel and Jorge. Sorry, it's at Daniel and Jorge.
That's right.
So go on there and follow us and vote on whether you are pro-banana or you are an anti-banana particle.
It's not anti-banana, it's pro anything else, like chocolate cake or apples, or, there's a lot of things to choose from. If you had to eat only one thing the rest of your life, would it be bananas? Or would you like, a whole spectrum of possibilities?
It would be bananas for me.
All right. We know where you stand, and we want to know where you stand.
That's right. So today we are doing something a little bit different. In these times, it feels like people are sort of in need of a little bit of a connection with other human beings. So we thought it would be fun to do a live streaming recording of our podcast. So we're broadcasting this, and we are also streaming this live. So you can go to youtube.com/PhDcomics, click on the link, and then comment as we are talking.
That's right, because we'd love to connect with you. Our goal here is not just to talk to each other and laugh a little bit, though that's fun. It's to get these ideas into your brain. And when we do that, we're always curious, like, are people following this? Is this making sense? What question would people ask if they could interrupt us right now? And so here's your chance. We're talking, we're following the live stream, we are following the live chat. So if we say something that makes no sense to you, type it in the chat. We'll try to respond. And, Jorge and I have done a bunch of these podcasts, but we also used to do live tours when we wrote our book, when we went around the country. And that was a lot of fun because people asked questions. They would interrupt sometimes, and they would just ask questions at the end. And often those questions were really surprising and thought-provoking.
Yeah, sometimes those were the most fun parts, I think, of our talks and our events. But yeah, we are streaming live. And so, Daniel, how does this feel different to you? Streaming live. Did you have to wear pants today?
I'm not going to comment.
I had to wear pants today for a recording.
I'm not going to comment on whether I'm wearing pants, but I did put on a special outfit today. See, I'm wearing my Daniel and Jorge Explain the Universe.
Oh my goodness, that's right. We have work for that.
Yeah, we do. Hypothetically.
Awesome. And a mug. Oh my gosh, look at that product placement.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Is that my, wow, yes.
What an attractive mug. I bet it would make coffee even extra delicious.
No, this is a little different because I can see your face. Usually I'm just talking to you via audio, so I have no idea if you're rolling your eyes or, not pay attention or whatever. But now, oh, there you go, I can see it. That's right. Now I can see if you're getting distracted or whatever. No, this is a lot of fun. It's I always have a lot of fun when we sit down together and talk science or whatever, and so this is more like that. For those of you who know, Jorge and I live about an hour to 5 hours apart, depending on LA traffic, and though we don't actually coexist in the same room very often.
Yeah, we record these separately. We're not ever in the same room, and in fact, we are heavily edited. So our producer Lil Briante, I see he's on the chat there making comments. He's awesome and he edits out all the bad and then it goes. Actually get the good stuff because of it.
That's right.
Yeah, so it's an interesting experience and an interesting experiment for us. And so today we'll be doing something I think a little bit different. So we'll be taking questions live from listeners. We have some listeners standing by who will come on the stream and ask their questions, and we'll try to answer them. And we'll also be answering some of the questions that you post in the chat reads. If you have a question about the universe, the space, particles, where you can get Daniel and Jorge Explains the Universe merchandise, we'll try to answer that in the chat stream. Yeah. And so we'll start it off by taking a question from Rebecca and Henry, who are coming to us from the UK. So let's see if this works. We're going to put them up on the stream. Yeah, we can hear you. Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
Hi. All right, we have Rebecca and Henry Rowe from the UK. Where in the UK are you, Rebecca and Henry?
Glasgow.
Glasgow.
Not in England. What did you think that from?
Oh, that's just totally wrong. Yeah, your crowd's not, I see.
Currently, it's very cloudy outside. So that's
very
Scotland.
Oh, I see. It's not a sunny day in Scotland. Ever. Sometimes. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys are doing all right. Things are going well over there, and you're hunkering down.
What do you think? You okay? A little bored sometimes, but we're all right.
This is the most you've seen your mom for such an extended period of time, such a long period of time.
Yeah, he used to be at school, so listen, we do homework at home. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. And you guys have a question for us about our solar system and some sort of interesting scenario that might happen to us. Do you want to ask your question?
Okay. What would happen if another solar system bumped into us like derailed off its orbit?
Wow. Awesome question. The question is, what would happen to us if another solar system bumped into us, crashed into us? Is that your question, Henry?
Yeah, or any solar system. It doesn't have to be Earth, but any.
Oh, I see. What happens if two solar systems crashed into each other? Oh, wow. And how did you come up with this question, Henry?
Because I'm thinking about our solar system, and I thought about one thing, and I thought, what would happen if two rays together? I kind of know what would happen when the stars collided a supernova. I kind of even think that, but I'm not sure what would happen to the planet. Like, would they derail off orbit? What would happen to the planet?
Wow. Well, I think it's really awesome and amazing that you think about these things and you have questions about big events like this one. All right, Daniel, so maybe help us out here and step us through what would happen if one solar system suddenly, I guess, Henry, collided or like went towards another solar system into the same spot?
Very close enough that their gravity affected each other.
Oh, all right. What do you think, Daniel?
Well, it's a great question. It's a great question. And you posed it really well also because, what does it mean for two solar systems to get close to each other? You're exactly right. What it means for them to hit each other or get close to each other is for the gravity of one solar system to affect the gravity of the other one, right? That's what it means for them to get close to each other. But it's not something that's very likely to happen, because remember, the galaxy is huge and it's mostly empty space. And so the distance between us and like the nearest star is light year and light years and light years. So the chances of one star hitting another one accidentally is almost tiny. It's like if you threw a ball in the air and a friend 1,000 miles away threw a ball in the air, what's the chances they're going to hit each other? Or it's very small chances.
But things are far apart where we are here, but maybe in other parts of the galaxy, Daniel, or other parts of the universe, maybe things are closer together.
Yeah, that's true. Out here, we're sort of in the suburbs of the galaxy. We're, part of the way out in the ring, not all the way out on the edges, not in the urban center. And you're right, in the center of the galaxy, things are denser and stars are closer together. Even still, though, it's unlikely for stars to collide because things are so diffuse. Like there's even been times when entire galaxies collide, right? And that's going to happen between the Milky Way and Andromeda. And it's very unlikely for there to be any star-to-star collisions because the two things are so diffuse, right? Because they just mostly pass through each other. So it's not something that's likely to happen, but it could happen. It certainly could, and it's fun to think about. But it makes me
wonder, Daniel, also, there's so many stars in our galaxy, so many stars in the universe. It's probably happening somewhere right now as we speak, isn't it? If you think about the entire universe, there's probably and if the universe is infinite, there's probably an infinite number of stars and solar systems colliding right now.
That's right. I just didn't want people to worry about it, to worry that it was going to happen soon. Although, sometimes people write in with questions and we wonder, are you asking this question because you're trying to make this happen? It's like the supervillain helpline or something. But as long as you're not out there trying to make it happen, we're happy to give you some advice. So,
you're not a future supervillain, are you, Henry? This is not a plot. This is not an aspirational goal you have, is it?
Exactly. No, I think he's looking to avert this situation if it comes near. He's not calling in from his lair under a volcano or something.
You're the future Bruce Willis. That's a good goal.
There you go. And so what would happen if these two things came close to each other? Well, if the stars actually collided, right, then that would be massively.
Oh, Daniel, you went off already again. I think what's happening is that we're breaking the internet. That's my theory. I think what he was saying is that it doesn't happen a lot. The two solar systems are going to crash into each other, but it maybe can happen or is probably happening somewhere. And I think you're right. I think mostly what's going to happen, said it a little bit before, is that mostly it's that their gravities are going to affect each other. So even if you sort of throw one solar system to another, the planets and the sun are so far apart from each other, they're not sort of clustered together like you see in a lot of drawings or models about the solar system. They're really, really far apart. If you looked at a picture of the solar system, it would actually be really hard to see the sun, really hard to, you would see the sun, but it'd be really hard to make out the planets because they're so small and so far apart. So if you threw one solar system to another, things wouldn't necessarily crash against each other and explode, although that would be pretty cool.
I would think how they might actually get closer and closer over billions of years, and they might merge into one blob of stuff. That's what I would think if we did it for a lot of time. But I would basically think that if two solar systems, they would kind of over millions of years would get closer and closer, and then somehow they would merge into some map of stuff.
Right. Yeah. I think that's one thing that can happen. I think, like you said, first they would I think most likely pass through each other, kind of thing. The planets wouldn't necessarily crash against each other. They would sort of.
Unless this one planet around is so strong it could kill all the others.
That's right. Maybe one of them has a bigger sun or something. But I think they would sort of pass through each other. But then I think the gravity would then really start to basically make everything out of whack. The Earth would suddenly be attracted to both our sun and their sun, the other sun, and so the Earth wouldn't know what to do.
And so it would also destabilize and could do a weird path.
Yeah, it would destabilize, and then who knows? I think if it's going slow enough, then I think the two solar systems can then merge because the gravity.
Then you have an infinite number of sort of rolls at the die. And then, assuming that
Grammarly does more than catch errors. With Grammarly, you can find really good, no, perfect words that make your writing sharp.
everything that can happen is tried, then everything that can happen will happen. There's some scenario where you believe in quantum randomness and the initial conditions of the universe are just like a die that's tossed to get things started. And then, you can have lots of different things happening. If the universe is not so random, if things started a certain way for a reason, you might have the same thing happening in lots of different places. So there's some question about like how random it is, but in an infinite universe, I really think there are infinite versions of you. And I personally think that an infinite universe is the most likely explanation. It's the most natural. It's the one that makes the most sense to me. And so I think that there is another version of you. There's another podcast. Daniel and Jorge explain that universe.
And without any technical glitches.
No, there's always technical glitches.
That's right. Unfortunately, all of you are in this universe, or this part of the infinite universe, where we have technical issues. But that's a great question. Yeah, we have another one here from Achal Khosla. And this person asks, is there a model where a universe can be inside another universe and so on, like Russian stacking dolls? So can it be that can it be a multiverse and infinite? Oh, that's a good one. Can you have an infinite multiverse where every universe is infinite? Just give me a little bit of a headache. Instead of sort of being side by side of each other.
Wow, that's a mind-blowing question. Remember when we had Bianca Dittrich on the program? She's the expert in loop quantum gravity. She thinks about curved space-time and all this crazy stuff. And we asked her, what do you think is inside a black hole? Just because she's the kind of person that thinks about this stuff and knows a lot about it, she said she thinks there's a good chance inside a black hole is another universe, right? And
then it's most likely. Like she thought about it, and if she was a betting woman, she would go for the universe inside of the universe.
Which blew my mind, because usually a scientist is going to be like, very prescribed with what they speculate about. She went right there for a universe inside a universe. So there's a reason to imagine you could have a universe inside a black hole. Our whole universe could be inside a mega black hole. I'm not sure if you could be infinite, though. You can't really be infinite and inside a black hole at the same time. So I think you're asking a little too much there.
Well, does that mean that if there are universes inside of this black hole, then the universe is finite?
Well, a black hole has a finite mass, right? We know how massive a black hole is. So you can't really have infinite stuff inside a finite black hole.
Wow. So if we are inside of a black hole in somebody else's universe, that means our universe is finite.
It's finite, yeah.
And there is no other version of Daniel and Jorge live stream where everything works perfectly.
Maybe in that outer universe where they figure this stuff out, right?
Yeah,
that's how they got out of the black hole.
That's right. All right. Thank you for all the people posting their chat messages and chat questions. Let's go to another live question. So here we are going to be answering a question from Ephraim. Ephraim, I'm not sure where you are, Ephraim. I'll put you up on. You're going to go live in a second here. Hi, Ephraim. Is it Ephraim or Ephraim?
Ephraim.
Ephraim?
I'm in Arlington, Massachusetts.
Oh, hey, welcome.
You guys.
Yeah, on the other side, we hope you're doing well out there. And so you have a question for us about dark things. You have a dark question for us. Yeah. So what's your question?
Squarespace lets you run your brand like a business with e-commerce and more.
All right, you guys might not know this. I have a lot of history with these three games. I'll kind of break it down in a minute, but it's currently 2:28 a.m., not p.m., I promise you. Clementine's asleep. I couldn't sleep for some reason. I got excited because Rockstar Games sent me a direct message on Twitter, and they sent me a PS5 code to my email, and I was like, man, I got to check this out now. So really excited to kind of see how this goes. I don't have a like goal for these videos, but what I would like to do, here's the ultimate goal, right? I wanted to do a video for all three. Just one. Maybe I do a full series on one of the three. I don't know yet. I'm going to start with San Andreas. I did a Twitter poll, and this had like double the votes of both of the other games. Personally, if I had to pick a favorite out of all three, it's going to be Vice City. And it's for something I can't even show you guys on my YouTube channel. It's because the soundtrack and the vibe is amazing. But the soundtrack, you can't even, I think on YouTube in 2021, if you play this game with the radio, I'm pretty sure somebody kicks your front door in. I'm not even sure how it actually works. But starting with San Andreas, I'll show it up. I guess if we had like 20,000 likes, I'll probably do a video for Vice City or GTA 3. I'll let you guys kind of vote in the comments. But also, before we begin, I want to give you guys a quick rundown on just kind of my history with each one, and then I'll jump into San Andreas. So, Grand Theft Auto 3, right? Got it for like Christmas one year. Didn't know anything about it. All the other ones before it were like the top-down view, so I didn't know what I was getting into. I heard great things and got it, and I was hooked. Never played a game like it ever. I think I literally just ran around doing crazy stuff. I didn't even play the story for a while. Then eventually I finished it, and I have a PlayStation 2 memory card that has 100% on it. I did like all the side stuff, the hidden packages, everything. Then I met one of my best friends in my life currently while playing that. He played a lot too, and we played GTA 3 like it was a two-player game almost, you know, even though it wasn't. Then when Vice City came out, I remember he went and got it, brought it over to my house because I couldn't afford it, and we played we played it like non-stop for like weeks, months. It went on and on. Eventually I was able to buy it. Then San Andreas came out. I remember I was working at an ice cream shop when this thing came out, and I remember I got grounded for doing something stupid by my dad, and I kind of went to like a Circuit City and bought it without him knowing. He's gonna know it now if he sees this, but I remember he's like, "How did you get this game?" I was like, "Don't worry about it," you know. But that was just man. I played all three of these, got 100% on all three of them. Really excited to kind of see how this game held up, what they've done to it. Sorry for the long intro. This has a lot of history for me. So, all right, let's kind of jump into it. One thing about these games is the music is really good, but I'm also not sure I'm gonna make this video due to like copyright stuff, you know.
After 5 years on the East Coast, it's time to go home.
What's up? Carl is sweet. What's up, sweet? What you want? This is Mama. She's dead, bro.
Yeah, that shit look good as hell, yeah. Like you said, somebody said they made the Grand Theft Auto series look how you remember it to be. However you remember that shit to be, then you go back and watch like the old version, like, man, that shit look crappy as shit now. But at the time, yeah, that shit was the fucking best graphics, man. That shit looked so fucking good at the time. It was just like, wow. And now they've made it look like that wow moment again. Like, oh shit, that shit looks fucking hella good, yo. And then the stories, man. But I can definitely agree with him about Vice City having the best soundtrack. I think San Andreas was my favorite one as well. I like that one the best because of all the side missions. And from down the street from the cul-de-sac that they live in, there's a fucking little bar. You can go in there and play pool, a card game. I think they got darts in there. The little burglary missions and the fucking spray tag where you gotta go spray paint over the gang members' tags, the bicycle as a vehicle, like, and everybody. Is that the only game they had the bicycle in? Because people were like, oh, where's the bicycle? Where's the bicycle? And then they brought it back in, GTA 5 has bicycles in it again. But, I don't know, there's just like all the little shit in San Andreas was like so good. but still, I think Vice City probably has the best soundtrack. It's something about the vibe on that soundtrack that they did, yo. It's just like so nice.
Show us your hand. Stop. Get down on your knees.
Didn't it have Samuel L. Jackson, yeah?
Hey. I'll take that, Menendez.
Hey, that's my paper, man. That's money.
This is drug money.
My money, man.
Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fill it out later. Welcome home, Carl. Glad to be back. You haven't forgotten about us, have you, boy?
Hell no, Officer Tenpenny. I was just wondering what took y'all so long.
Get in the car.
Ease up, man. Damn.
Watch your head.
Get out of here, you greaseball bastard! Stupid Mexican. Oh, hey, sorry.
My bag. Hey, man, my bag.
How you been, Carl? How's your wonderful family?
I'm here to bury my moms. You know that.
Yeah, I guess I do. So what else you got shaking, Carl?
Nothing. I live in Liberty City now. I'm clean. Legit.
Nah, you ain't never been clean, Carl.
Well, what do we got here?
This is a weapon, Officer Pulaski, that was used to gun down a police officer not 10 minutes ago. Officer Pendleberry. A fine man, I might add. You work fast, nigga.
You know I just got to play.
Well, that's a good thing we found you and retrieved the murder weapon.
That ain't my gun.
Don't bullshit me, Carl.
Yeah, don't bullshit him, Carl.
What the fuck you want from me this time?
When we want you, we'll find you. In the meantime, try not to gun down any more officers of the law.
Y'all can't leave me here. This boss country.
I thought you said you was innocent, Carl. But you don't bang.
This is car 58.
See you around like a donut, Carl.
Officer Pendlebury's down. We'll be right over.
Hernandez.
Oh, shit. Here we go again. Worst play. In the world, Rolling Heights baller country. And I ain't represented Grove Street in 5 years, but the ballers won't give a shit.
I love that meme, you know. I remember this game came out. Everybody at my high school was talking about it like the next day. All right, so gotta use the controls again. The graphics, man. I guess I haven't seen what it looks like in a while, but it looks like a really, really nice upgrade. I would imagine. I looked at some of the screenshots, and it looks so much better. I think if I put it on PS2, I would definitely see the difference. But, man, I'm excited. I don't know how this game starts off. You go back to Grove Street because his mom died, and the whole thing is like... It's cool how they did it. Because all three Grand Theft Auto games were different, you know?
At least it was before I fucked everything up.
I like how this one introduced working out, and you get like haircuts and stuff like that.
Yeah, haircuts, tattoos.
One thing I remember most, there's like a mission in the middle of the game where you got to go burn like these fields, and I remember like people like at the time were trying to find Bigfoot. I don't know if they ever did. I don't think he's even in the game. It's the stupidest thing.
You picked the wrong house, fool!
Hey, Big Smoke, it's me, Carl. Chill.
TJ. Oh my God! What's up? Hey, baby, you okay, man?
Nah, man. It's my mom's, homie.
Hey, I don't know why this had to happen, but I promise you, I'm gonna find out who killed your moms. The streets is cold, dog. Like it says in the book, we are blessed and cursed.
What fucking book?
Some things make us laugh, make us cry. But right now, we better take care of our business. Go see your brother at the cemetery. Come on, let's bounce. You want to drive?
Yeah, that's cool. Nice car, Smoke.
You know me. It's not cut. Keep the value in it. Keep it real. I miss you these 5 years, man. You're gonna be real happy to see. Hey, what's up, y'all? Look who I found hanging around.
Carl, hey, good to see you.
I can't believe she gone, man.
That's another funeral you ran away from, fool. Just like Brian's.
Hey, she was my mama too.
Not for the past 5 years, sucker nigga. And where the fuck you think you going?
Get out my face. I'm going to see Cece.
The hell you are, girl. You ain't messing with them essays. You know we peeped it. They ain't nothing but a bunch of lowlife.
What the fuck are you?
At least I got principles.
Oh, and I guess that makes you an upstanding American. Carl, tell him.
Carl, don't tell me shit,
As long as he treat her right, disrespect you, and he
How
did.
the hell you gonna say that? Like to see business of yours.
Fuck you, sweet.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
This shit's real fucked up. Everything.
What you mean?
What, apart from your mother being dead? Things are going real bad. Here, let me show you running, man. Tony's buried over there. Little devil over there. It's big. Everybody blasts on food first. Second.
Now I want to go back and see who the voice actors were in this shit, yeah.
We gotta get back to the hood, man. It's too crazy around here. Grab a bike and pedal. If you ain't forgotten that, follow my lead.
I always appreciate how there's 4 bikes, like, perfectly set up right there. This is the game that introduced it, too. If I'm not mistaken, Vice City introduced, motorcycles? Oh, let me back up. I gotta follow them.
CJ, watch your back right here, man.
What in the world? Got a Uzi, hold on. I'm out of here. Oh, that's right. You gotta just, like, oh my god.
Yeah, this Temple Drive family. We don't
Well, that guy's only aiming at me. What am I supposed to even do here? It's been so long since I played this game, by the way, guys. I always thought it was crazy how you do a bunny hop. It's like not that much though. I really wish I could play with this game with music on. I feel like it does kill the vibe just a little bit. Going over here, hold on. I think we're good.
Moving. Shit, a bullet car's onto it. Split up. Keep up, motherfucker.
Keep up, motherfucker.
I love it. I don't know how this is gonna go, man. I will say this. This game held up really nicely as it is. Very fun experience for sure.
Straight back into the game, right, dog?
Oh, I forgot the physics. A lot of games now, they don't have like the body physics of every, like these games did. Like when you run over somebody in these games, it is like crazy. I think I'm speeding up too fast here. Hold on. Cycling skill upgraded. Oh, that's right, you upgrade that stuff too. God, I didn't play this game in so long. I've always wanted to play these games on my channel, but I just never had like a reason to. Part of me wishes they would release these like a month apart from each one so I could cover all 3 and not be like feeling rushed or whatever. Oh, that's right, down here. God, I remember like you could pretty much go anywhere in the game early on. I still think, oh my god, he's right here. I don't think, oh my, hold on. Hold on. I'm getting too far away. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Yo, this bike is fast. What the world? Oh my god. I'm burning fat right now. Hold on. We're almost back. Let's go.
Keep up with the fat. Move it, CJ. You embarrassing us, nigga.
Nice.
I got with them motherfuckers, though. Showed them niggas who's gangster. Ride a nigga.
Oh, was that MC8, yo?
Thought I might stay. Things is fucked up.
Well, the last thing we need is your help.
Ah, man, I won't let you down. I swear.
Hey, we gonna call some hood rats and chill the hell out. You want some?
I got a whole lot going on. I'm tired. I'll catch y'all later.
Hey, yo, just drop in. We all hanging out. Jill, and get yourself some colors, fool. And a haircut. It's embarrassing to be seen with you.
Alright, you can save your progress by entering CJ's house. That's been so long, man. I remember in Grand Theft Auto, man, I think I remember Grand Theft Auto 3 the most. Because I remember I basically had to study that game, you know? Because that was like the first of its kind and like memorizing the streets and everything. Whereas this one, been a little while. Nice. Go inside CJ's house to continue, alright? Yeah, the graphics are like way better. A floppy disk. Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's like I remember some of this, but other stuff I just don't. I know it's like even like today's standards, it still looks like not as good as like Grand Theft Auto 5 or 4. I hope that they bring 4 forward. That's one game I always want to play on my channel. I love that game. And I think it still looks really good on PC. Alright, here we go. I like how fast that was. I went ahead and bought this game on Xbox as well, just because I know I'm going to play it a lot. Go see Ryder, he lives down the street. Follow the R. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, it's right here. Never mind.
Hello?
Hey, thought I'd explain some shit.
Sweet. Hey, what's up?
Since you've been away, shit has changed around here. Grove Street families ain't big no more. Seville Boulevard families and Tipple Drive families are beefing and split with the Grove. Now we so busy, Centrum and Ballers and Vagos are taking over. So watch yourself out there.
Yeah, I hear you. Thanks for the heads up.
Don't mention it.
All right, here we go.
Hey, man, what you want?
Seeing my homie. What's up with you?
Yeah, homie. Yeah, it's good to see you back.
No homie love? No hug?
Oh, for sure, my nigga. My bad. What's cracking with you?
Hey, man, what you strapped for?
Man, some pizza place keeps paying low. I hit up, man. Shit is beautiful. Teach on a lesson. Fucking Grove Street. You down?
I'm always down.
Let's go, bitch. Hey, show me how they drive on the East Coast, homie.
Go to the barbers. Yo, this thing handles horribly. Hold on.
Like a raggedy ass motherfucker. He popped his membrane years ago. The way I let that old fool in my head.
Yeah, I think I'd get cut up.
Whatever. You got 5 minutes? I'll be cutting you like a DJ. So when you running off again?
I'm not. I'm thinking of staying.
Why?
My family, the homies is here.
We were always here, fool.
Yeah, but now I'm back, and I know what I've been missing.
Don't expect me to kiss your ass or nothing. You still a buster to me.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, homie.
Yo, how
I think
come?
like lift weights in this game, so you can like pump up.
Is it me or do I sound like CJ? Huh? Is it just me? Or this motherfucker sound like me, yo? It's like I'm listening to the dude voice him like it feels like I'm listening to myself. Like what the fuck? Or is that just my internal audio version of myself? That's how I hear myself. Has this game affected me like so much throughout my life that I think I sound like CJ? Damn. Wow.
You get huge in this game. It's crazy. We good? Sit down in the chair. Oh no, wait. Is it this one? There we go.
I'm still on top of my game.
How much does this cost? $50. Wait, $200? Did I just pay that? Oh no. Hold on. Hold on. Let me start up here. I don't think $5 for a flat top. Hold on. What in the world? Party house. Oh no, it's not that. Okay, we're good. I'm just gonna go with this. I think that looks fine. It's $50. I'm not trying to spend $500. I don't even have $500. But if I cancel it, what if I just keep what I have? Oh, never mind. I think it's good.
Say hi to your brother.
It's like in the middle of the night, too. I couldn't trust it, man. Middle of the night getting a haircut? No thanks. Oh, wait, what? That I actually have to get a certain haircut, I think. I think it wants me to get, like, something different from what I already have.
CJ, take a seat.
Yeah, I have to pick something else.
You want it hip or fly?
This is gonna have to do. Alright, that's fine. Whatever, let's go.
Your moms would be proud.
A little goatee action. I think it'll be fine.
Nice to have your back, son.
It's weird it makes you actually spend that money, you know? What if I was fine with just a little touch-up?
Shit. I told you he was crazy. And you jacked up. Man, what's this? Shit look ridiculous. No respect for the hood. All clean as shit. Looking too skinny, CJ. I want to get us something to eat. I'm gonna finish this. Then I'm gonna take care of business.
You not eat what you lose weight and eventually energy. The red bar shows how much energy you have. Yep. I think it was the scooter was brought in during Vice City, if I'm not mistaken. Also, like the motorcycles then too. And this game brought even more, you know.
I discovered the 8 immortal kings of Samaria lived a total of 241,200 years. I have discovered through my research that these type of stories have an element of truth to them. Immortality is not only a possibility, but a reality. Could these people still exist in secret? Could they be watching? Is there numerous meanings to the various logos, names, and colors we use? One of the Hermetic principles is that the all is mind, the universe is mental. According to esoteric teachings, survivors of lost ancient civilizations seeded us through the mystery schools. Nearly all our great cosmological myths forming the foundation of the various sacred books of the world are based upon the Atlantean mystery traditions. Never dismiss a story because it is well known that such tales always have an element of truth to them.
This is Blankos, the free-to-play multiplayer game where you can unlock, earn, and sell NFTs in-game. In Blankos, it pays to play, literally. You can choose to sell your Blankos on the mythical marketplace or build an epic collection of iconic designs by the world's most talented artists. Play Blankos your way. Go on solo quests or team up with your friends. Join the party now. Download and play free at Blankos.com.
All right, let's order some food.
What would Sir like?
That was quick. Pizza and fries? Wait a minute. Let me get the full rack. Hold on. What does that have on it? It's like a whole pizza, isn't it? Yeah, here we go.
Oh, well, stacked day.
Oh, I bought like 2 of them. Hold on. Oh, that guy just eat it at the counter.
the money. It's a raid.
Ryder, not this again.
It ain't me, fool.
No one else is that small. I feel sorry for your dad.
Shit, you crazy. Let's get up out of here.
Same old CJ. Buster. Straight
Buster. Straight Buster.
Oh, shit. Run.
This man pulled out a shotty. Hold on. The pump action. We're out of here. Let's go.
This pizza parlor's no pushover.
We're out of here. Let's go.
What you waiting for, fool? Take us back to the Grove, motherfucker.
Oh, we gotta turn right here. Yo, the handling, you can't turn it all in this. I'm so eager to play Grand Theft Auto 3 right now because I love the Mafia car in that thing. Like the Sentinel or something like that.
Yeah.
That game was like a masterpiece when it dropped. All of these have been such good successors too. I feel like the only ones I really didn't play a lot were like Vice City Stories. There was like another one too.
Yeah, the PSV version, PS Vita, or PS portable versions of them.
I think we're good.
And then it was the Lost in the Dam and the Ballad of Gay Tony. I played a little bit of Lost in the Dam, but I never finished that shit. And I never played the Ballad of Gay Tony.
There it is. Alright, so what I've always liked about Grand Theft Auto games is... Oh, that's right, you can change the field of view, not the field of view, but like how close you are to the character. I like that it's very simple. Like looking at the map, it's like, if you want to go do a mission, it's like you just follow the icons. That's all it is. Alright, here we go.
Come on, fat boy. Watch out, fool. Come on, fat boy. Fat boy, look who's here. That's running man. We think you back on the set?
I told you that, bro.
Your word don't mean shit around here.
Come on, man. Give me a break.
You gotta hit up the hood. Hey, CJ, let them know you back on the set. The Johnson brothers is rolling again. Take this paint and go hit shit up. Start with our own set first. They all. We spread out, take the whole hood back. You already spreading out, fat man. Let's play. Let's see what you got, pork chop. Hey, wait up.
Thought you'd hang with your brother, huh?
Oh, ease up, little man. Come on. It's been difficult. You want to drive?
Yeah, for sure.
Get in Sweet's car. Let's go. Yeah, the game without music, definitely a challenge, I feel like. But it's all good, you know? I guess I can just talk during it. The characters do talk a lot, though. I still think 5, if I had to pick one Grand Theft Auto, I think that's like the absolute best. I still think 5 is like the king of all of them, you know?
Watch for those rollers as I tag this up. There's another 2 baller tags in the hood. You go get them, and I'll keep the engine running.
There's one over here, right? Here it is. There we go. Grove, baby. Tag spray, 2 out of 1. I remember that. It's like the hidden packages, too. There's one back here. Wait. Wait, is it? Oh, well, it's out of this. Here it is. Don't mind me! What world? I'm out of here. 5-0, time to go? Oh my god, they showed up. What in the world? That's convenient, man. Hold on, I'm out of here.
Come on, let's cruise in the bar.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, this is... Bring back some memories now, hold on. Oh, they telling me to go this way. I guess I can cut through here. Oh my goodness. Oh, I remember some of these missions now. It's kind of coming back to like seeing the different areas. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, here we go.
You hit this.
Almost got hit right there.
I'll go up and do another hood.
We're just watching him. All right, let's go. Love how simple these games were. They like took your time, or took their time trying to get like tutorials, but it's like an actual mission that makes sense. They're your sworn enemy. Use this in their face. Hold on, here it goes.
What the fuck?
You cool now, huh?
What in the world? Where'd this cup come from? Hold on. He's getting some too. We out of here. Oh, I'm getting shot. Worth it. All right. I need to get around here. Hold on. Can I steal this taxi? I think you can do like cat missions and like the ambulance missions too. I think that might have been the other game. I forgot what was brought forward on each one. I think. I remember the taxi stuff was crazy. I think it should be fun. Stand in front of the fence and press. Oh yeah, climb. I was already doing that. Interesting. I'm actually surprised you can go up that high on the fence like that. Upward pointing triangle blip indicates, okay, it's above us. Yep. Gotta use this to get up there. Should be right on the side of this building. Yeah, here we go. I remember some of this. God, I remember like when I bought this game. It was,
Carl, quick, get in!
it's crazy, like the nostalgic vibes of this stuff. I don't take much fall damage there. Hey, actually, we're good. Oh my god.
Get us back to the hood, CJ.
Bounce FM. So, a little fun fact, I think it was Grand Theft Auto 3. I don't know what the station's called. Oh my god. I love it when they just jump in front of me like that. Oh my goodness. Hold on. We're out of here. There was a radio station in 3 that was the entire Scarface soundtrack. Then in Vice City, there was like the area you could go visit that had like the Chainsaw Massacre. Oh my god. Hey, cutscene, let's go.
Riding clock in for it.
Yeah, it all comes back.
How you doing on the fence?
I'm kind of shocked, you know. Crush took all my paper, man. Left me with nothing but small change.
Hey, get yourself a beer or something. I'll catch up with you.
Hey, let's go. Is the cop still here? Are they gonna start shooting at me? I remember if you get like chased by the cops, run into like the change your car color area. I just start the mission, I guess. Here we go.
Hey, you gotta keep it real, man. Ain't nobody give a shit about the hood. I do. All they do is sell gay and ruin the place. No crack ever made a gang type. I don't know, man.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, CJ? What's crack? Man, all they care about is smoking and money. You can't knock a homies hustle, sweet. Marks ain't soldiers. They idiots trying to be business. Yeah, but they down with us, man. All they down with is money. CJ, go down there and show these fools you mean business. These chumps from the balls are sweating the homies. Go for president. Do it.
We've been putting time in the hood, but we gotta get the homies back together. Like the old days.
Yeah, you right. If you and Ryder go handle your business, man, they're slang to their own mama. They don't care about nothing. You're naive, my friend. We gotta keep our focus.
We some backup. You seen Beat Up?
But him and homeboy Bear, they good to have on our side.
Oh, Big Bear? Yeah, them bass slangers gonna be sorry now.
Hold up. You'll want to hear about all this earning. Whew. Love to see that cat back.
Hey, Beat Up is only a couple of blocks away.
The hood's all messed up, huh?
Well, I probably could have just taken the other car. It's whatever. Oh wait, when on foot you can call Ryder back. Okay. Alright.
Hey, Buster, wait up.
Oh my goodness, hold on. Wait, is he... I thought he hopped in the car. Oh, I think I actually have to, is he T-pose? Alright, we're good.
Yeah, you try to get any of these crackheads to help you out.
One of the families up on
Far from smoke, sweet, and
oh my
you know
God.
yours truly. Grove Street don't bang no more.
Yeah, just get blown.
For sure.
Like all the doors just open.
Hey, slow down, fool. You don't even know which store it is.
Whatever, man. This it?
Yeah, this it right here.
Open up! You sure he still live here?
Fool, I told you this it.
Open up!
Who the fuck is it? CJ, the fuck you want? Get the fuck out of here.
Wait, hold up, man. What happened to for life, nigga?
Only thing that matters is the hood, homie.
But you'll never understand what getting this money is like. You know what, man? Get the fuck out of here for you be laying on your back. Big Bear, come check this fool.
Hey, Bear? Big Bear, that's you? Hey, you still from the hood, homie, or
Nah,
what?
the only thing Bear give a fuck about is smoking and keeping my house clean. Ain't that right, Big Bear? Hell yeah. Hell yeah what?
Hell yes, sir.
Now go make that motherfucking toilet spark.
Oh, no, man.
Bear, come on.
Everyone likes to party sometimes, CJ. I'll see you around.
Stay the fuck from around here, punk.
Hey, nigga, fuck you.
This shit's fucked up.
I see what you mean now, man. Crack can do that to Big Bear, turn him into a base slave. The average motherfucker ain't got a chance.
Damn dope fiends and drug addicts everywhere in the city. Piss me off.
Look like it's up to us, then.
Let's just cruise through the hood and find us somebody selling.
Go beat up the crack dealer. Let's do it, man. I love how simplistic the missions are so far. I remember like certain parts. I think I remember like the later portions of the game more than I do the early on, you know. Besides like getting on the bikes and stuff like that. Here we go.
Hey, check it out. Somebody's selling to one of the homies.
Hey, partner, I'm working, man. What you need? What you need, dog? Dog, I got quality shit right here.
What in the world? Look how fast that attack is. It's actually crazy. Oh, they're running away. Hold on. Oh my god. It's like there's no lock on or anything. Hold on. I'm getting destroyed right now. Hold on. Hold on. I'm just beating up everybody. There we go. That was awkward, man. I don't know.
I know this cat. He a punk used to run with a front yard baller OG from Idlewood. I know his place. It's just across the tracks there. Let's check it out.
Hey, ain't that front yard turf?
Man, are you a buster?
Nah, I'm down, homie.
Hey, grab hold of that bat over there.
Hey, let's go. I don't know why I remember this L1 to go to the inventory. I'm gonna change vehicles. Hold on. Oh, let's get this one. This little van. There we go. Stop car from entering a car once he's opened the door. Okay. Oh, hold on. They're trying to get me.
Sweating, homie. Everybody in the hood know ballers are pussies.
Like I stole that just to go like right over here. All that distance.
Man, you can smell the crack being a mile away.
Yeah, let's shoot through and introduce ourselves.
Good afternoon, baller dope pushers. Grove Street OGs come to do damage.
Oh my goodness.
Fuck them Grove Street fools. Grove Street going down.
I like how everybody. I'd imagine like they at least have a gun ready, you know? I'm just going in right now. Hold on. I love how awkward it is.
Hey, watch where you going, man.
I'm just welling away. I can't even see. I'm getting. Hold on. I'm getting stun locked right now. Hold on, I got here. There we go. I'm about to die. I need some help, man.
Now ballers know Grove Street families on their way back up.
For sure, homie. And what's more, you ain't even out on me.
Yo, I need to stop and get something to eat. What in the world?
Times change.
Oh man, they gonna be mad at us.
And I'll warn the gang later. For now, this is bask in the silence of victory, motherfucker.
Like how everything is so close to the cul-de-sac, you know? It's all just so convenient. Alright, here we go.
Now that the base ain't getting pushed up in their faces, maybe these fools should be up for some real bang.
Yeah, Grove gonna get back his feet now, for sure though.
Later, homie.
Hey, let's go. You can now run a two-man gang. Alright. Let me go in here and save it really quick, because I don't know if you get your health back when you save it. I'm thinking you do, but I could be wrong. I'm just gonna go in here, because I was getting beat down with that bat, man. This is kind of crazy. Hey, health is back. We're good. All right, let's go back.
Carl, it's Officer Hernandez. Officer Hernandez. I work with Tenpenny and Pulaski.
Oh, the bitch. What the hell you want?
Hey, show me some respect, boy.
Go fuck yourself. You just a bitch.
You watch your tone, boy. Now listen, I've got a message from Officer Tenpenny. Don't try and leave town. That would be a big mistake. You hear me? We're watching you.
Whatever you say, bitch.
I love the dialogue. Let's keep it going, guys.
What's happening with you, Robin?
Respect has to be earned, sweet, just like money. What you saying? You don't respect me? What I'm saying is, speak up, nigga. I'm hungry.
Man.
Hey, man cannot live on bread alone. I know. I tried that shit. Carl, you look a little thin, man. You gotta be hungry, man.
Yeah,
man,
I could
what you
eat.
fools trying to eat? What about some tacos? Tacos again? Hell no. Chicken, man. No discussion. Man, I don't want no chicken. Carl, you dry. Smoke look like he gonna pass out.
Clucking Bell. Hey, that's it. So we've already seen this icon on the map a few times.
We gotta talk about it.
We all gotta talk about it. They was going for sweet. How you supposed to
Oh
know?
my goodness.
You know what people are like. Say they have love for you, but won't say a word. Too damn scared. Some people say they saw a green saber doing the work, then speeding away. Yeah, but people like to talk, don't they? Anyway, that's half of Santos you talk.
Can I take your order, please?
Carl, what do you want? You gotta eat to keep your strength up, man.
Hey, I'll take a number 9. Fat boy.
Give me a number 9, just like his. Let me get a number 6 with extra dip. I'll have 2 number 9s. Number 9 large.
Grand Theft Auto.
6 with extra dip. A number 7. 2 number 45s. 1 with cheese. And a large soda.
Hey, sorry, bro. You know I gotta know about mom.
No, CJ, I know. Just trying to think about it. I mean, I didn't know she was hit till it was all over. Yeah, right. Let's eat.
Alright, I need more paint and I'm not gonna load up anymore right now. So I think I'm at a pretty good stopping point.
Unlike you, I ain't never ate from trash. Oh, shit. Trash can bitch. Pass me my food. Hey, look. Kilo Trey scoping us out. Damn, man, you a jinx.
Shit, them motherfuckers headed to the hood.
High five!
With Squarespace, editing and adding pieces on my e-commerce site is quick and easy. So I can focus more on creative.
Stand out of here, CJ.
Yo, they're laying in right now.
I ain't stuffing, homie. I'm enjoying my
Oh my! What in the world? Oh, they're out. It's gonna detonate.
Stop stuffing your face.
There's one.
I'm trying to enjoy my food.
Hey, let's go.
Those fools are trying to enjoy our death.
He like surrendered. Oh, they got gone. Let me get this.
This is some serious shit. Yeah, man, those borrowed food. Come on, CJ. Earn your keep.
Hold on, I'm just trying to get this gun, you know, the Tank 9.
All right, get back to the grove.
All right, I'm on.
Man, that food filled a hole. You cheap motherfucker. Next time you better start blast or I'm gonna blast you myself. Smoke you wide, man. I ain't blind. And that's why you love me, baby.
I gotta admit, the build up in the story is actually really good for this game. It's been so long, but I'm loving the missions, like the variety right now.
For the grove. Say what, Smoke? All you managed to do was eat my damn food up. Yeah, it was getting cold. Y'all coming in for a beer? Nah, baby. I need to get back to the crib.
CJ, give me a ride. All right, Smoke, go. See y'all later.
All right, drive Smoke to his house. Big Smoke, let's go.
What's with you back there, Smoke?
Man, if you can eat your food while everybody else is losing theirs and blaming you, you shit,
Hey, Smoke, tell me why you moved out the bro.
Man, got some money from my aunt. I mean, it's a nice place and all. The Grove is in my heart, baby. It's where my dogs is at.
Yeah, okay, homie.
Hey, thanks, Carl. Hey, I miss having you around, baby.
Thanks, man. I wish Sweet thought like that.
He don't mean it, CJ. He's still real tore up about your moms, man. Here, get yourself a little smoky smoke on smoke and relax, homie.
All right, get that $200 and the respect. Just like every mission. All right, I think we have. Let me see what we got. Yeah, it's back at the original.
Yo, appreciate y'all chilling in the studio. I'm gonna go downstairs. So I gotta do a little bit more cleaning up. I gotta wash dishes and get some laundry done, and then I'm gonna play the game for a little while. Catch y'all next time. Peace.